Today's program is brought to you by Vagabond Creative Studio and KLO LLC. Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. I'm your host, Tina Prigge, Vagabond Creative Studio, and this is, hey, wait a minute, you are not Kristin?
No, I'm not.
You're Jason Prigge.
Kristin doesn't have the stylish beard. Yeah, just filling in for our friend this morning.
Right, it is spring break, so Kristin is off today, but it is so cool, Jason, that you are here because it was 1 year ago today that we were all in lockdown and you and Kristin first had this idea. So actually, it's 1 year ago tomorrow, but tomorrow is Wednesday and this happens on Tuesday. So, Tuesday, March 31st, last year was the first Coffee on the Coast, and that was you and Kristin, and it was a special home edition. Little did we know this would be going on for a year, and you were going to be chatting about working from home, job opportunities, social distancing, and the crisis in general. So happy 1 year anniversary.
Wow, that seems like 10 years ago when we first went into lockdown. And then, the show evolved, and I thought that it would be a better dynamic with you and Kristin, which it turns out it is, and get my crazy mug off of there and have you talk. So it turned into Moms in Lockdown with you and Kristin, and now it's Coffee with Kristin and Tina. So the show has gone through an evolutionary process that Darwin would be amazed at. It's just become what it is.
Good morning, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Comment. And Mary says, I love this show. I look forward to it every week. It makes my day. Mary, thank you so much. And your participation really makes the show special. Thanks for being with us. Sorry
to disappoint you this morning, Mary, to be the surrogate Kristin here. But I'm just happy to be here. And, it's a beautiful morning on the lake shore. Tina.
We are super happy to have you here. And I know you've got some fun stuff to talk about. There's so much happening on the lakeshore, but can I talk about something I'm geeking out over first?
Oh, totally. I thought this was Klingon, by the way. I'm a Star Trek fan, and what you're about to show, I thought, wow, that looks like Klingon.
That's exactly what your son said. So, for a second, to back up, I geek out over linguistics and language. I just love communication. I love the power of words. I love, putting them together so it's poetry, or creatively, limiting yourself so you've got the perfect tweet in a limited amount of characters. And my son knows that. And so he shared this YouTube feed with me. It's Tom Scott. And he did this language one, and it's about the Inuktitut language, which Inuktitut is used in the high Arctic, which is like high northern Canada. And apparently it's symbolic, and it's called an Abugida language, Abugida, Abugida. And what that means is, so see under where it says Inuktitut syllabics, and then what you said looks like Klingon, that is actually the written form of the language.
Yes.
And if you look at this chart here, it's called an Abugida because it's not letters per se, but it is sounds. And so if you look at the first column on the left, and this is turning into a language lesson, sorry, but it's so fascinating. The column on the left tells you the consonant sound, right? So if you see that little upside down V, then you know that that's a P sound. But see above it, then there's the I, U, and the A. Then that's how you know the direction that it's pointing is how you know which vowel goes along with it. Right? So Jason, see the J in the left column? Now you know it's that one, that little funky Klingon looking character to the right of it. But because it's J, now you look up and you see the A. So now you know exactly which shape starts your name. Isn't that cool? Oh, no, you can't hear me? I wonder if anyone else can hear me.
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I could hear you this whole time. I have no idea if anyone can hear me. Maybe it's like I'm speaking in Inuktitut. Anyway,
I can't
Jason,
hear you. I lost my...
Tell us about downtown. Jason, go.
Oh. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, because I can't hear you. Something happened with my headphones. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I'm not sure what Tina is. This is fun because Tina's motioning me and I can't hear what she's saying. It's awesome. All right, so then I get to shoot my big mouth for just a second. So I went out and did a Snoop Loop this morning, and Snoop Loops, I have to thank my mother and father-in-law, Tina's parents, for coming up with the term Snoop Loop. I think it's awesome. Anyway, there are so many improvements in Manitowoc, especially downtown Manitowoc that I want to talk about, and the lakeshore. I have such a passion for this area. It's why we created Coolest Coast. To start with, right here on 8th and Washington is Bricks. Now, Brennan Barteau and his crew did an amazing job renovating this old building that's been sitting there for a while. Some of you may know it as Studio 8. It's totally renovated and open to the public now. So that's really exciting. And then as I was going down the street, I noticed the Capitol sign was out. Yesterday, I saw some people working on the Capitol sign, the Capitol Civic Center Theater sign. And so I was driving there, and they're replacing that. So that's going to be beautiful when it's done. Now, as we go downtown, this is the kitty corner from our office. Some of you may have heard Mike Howe and his crew are renovating the whole half of this block, this Cream City brick building, all the way down the street there, and then into York Street. This is at 7th and York with that building that just has the Tyvek covering on the front right now. It's going to be beautiful. So there's going to be apartments in there. There's going to be some kind of a restaurant maybe in there. It's just really interesting, and plus other space there. So in my Snoop Loop, I also came across this gem, which is a new gem on the lakeshore. This is a new restroom that's being built right on the lake, right on the beach. And Tina and I, every time we go by this, we just say, wow, this is really cool. The attention to detail, the attention to sort of a historic thing. And I just wonder, can you guys see the sailboat wind vane?
I love that.
That's the coolest thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm so excited that there's going to be a restroom right down there on the lake for everybody that's using the trail, that's using the beach, that's walking out to the lighthouse. This is a brilliant move. Yeah,
and it's amazingly beautiful, and it really ties in to the rest of the downtown. Now, the downtown went through a couple of renovations, including this one, which really improved downtown Manitowoc. And right next to this, I didn't get it on my Snoop Loop, but there is a bus stop that has the same sort of feel as that restroom. So everything's being tied in, and good job to Nick Miller, to Mayor Nichols, and getting that thing going. Speaking of this area downtown, by the way, who's excited about the wharf? The wharf, yeah, the wharf in Brennan Seehafer are doing an amazing job down there, bringing entertainment and food. I think food's going to be available now with the new wharf opening up in May. Just an amazing entrepreneur doing amazing things in an amazing community. And also, you can see the road closed signs. Quay Street's under construction, so they're redoing some stuff right there as well.
And on the wharf, before you navigate away, the reason that structure is coming out towards the river, that steel structure, there's going to be a retractable roof so that the wharf can be used in multiple seasons and not just when it's a beautiful night.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing for the lakeshore. It's just a great thing for entertainment and for tourism. So I just want to go stick with downtown here for just a quick second. Our friends over at Wrap It Up, Randy and Barb, the consummate entrepreneurs, and they are now expanding. So you can see the building to the left there. That is their current restaurant. You see a sign on the building to the right. They are expanding. So they're knocking out a wall in their restaurant. They're going to have a new ADA bathroom. They're going to have increased seating. They're going to have a bigger kitchen. And there may be surprise of maybe something I don't know if I can say, but there might be a bar in there too. We'll see.
No, but I love the fact that they are essentially doubling their footprint. Right. What a great, this is just great for downtown Manitowoc.
True. And they have excellent coffee and food. So make sure you patronize our friends there. They're not paying me to say that. I just love them. They're great people. So next I want to talk about, just down the road from here, is this gym.
Look at how gorgeous that looks.
What's that?
That looks gorgeous. What an incredible renovation.
Yeah, Scott Retzak, the two buildings there next to the river, called the Anchor House has restored to just an amazing version of their former beauty. I mean, he's really done a great job. And he is looking for tenants right now in the two buildings. So there's some wonderful office space in there. There's space for an entrepreneur if you want downtown riverfront and frontage downtown Main Street. This is the building to go to. Once again, Scott's not paying me to say that. This is just something great for Manitowoc. It is truly, truly a wonderful restoration of what was some pretty derelict looking buildings.
And what's cool about what's happening in downtown Manitowoc is now there are people that are not only working there, but living there. It's really becoming like a whole community right in the downtown. I love it.
Yeah, and being educated here. So with the LTC happening downtown, it's amazing. So one of the things, yeah, it used to be AmeriCollect back in the day. That's where that was started there, Mary. And I remember being in that building when it was AmeriCollect, and then it sat empty for a little bit, but just amazing restoration going on right now. I wanted to go to the lake, and I just got to find my picture here. So hold on, something happened. There we go. So you may notice this is right to the north of the roundabout, right on the drive here. And there is a new clinic going on, and you can see to the left, right above that car there are new apartments going on. So there is so much activity. There's a new road there called Bayshore Drive, which makes it sound like we live in a fancy place, like San Diego or something. But we do live in a truly the most beautiful place in the world. That's what I believe. And this is an amazing development going in here. And the views that people are going to get from their apartments when they move in here, Tina.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine living there and seeing the lake every day as part of your routine? And I love the fact that, you know, this northeast corner of Manitowoc used to be where it was at, right? There used to be 2 malls and there were some restaurants, you know, it was the busy corridor. And then a couple of decades ago, that really tapered off and it's just been sort of neglected. And so seeing this new development and reinvestment is super exciting because the more density there is there, the more, you know, hopefully that abandoned lot that was once this cool mall, which many people probably don't even remember in their lifetimes, right? Because they're not as old as me. You know, hopefully then that can be redeveloped. It's just so exciting to see all of this happening.
Most definitely, most definitely. And Manitowoc is on a constant uptick, seems recently. It seems like we're always improving lately. The past few years have been just, there's increased tourism, there's increased development, increased, you know, just excitement about the community. And I love what we're doing to promote that, right, on Coolest Coast. Now, I got to talk about Coolest Coast for a quick second because my next announcement is a big one for me. Coolest Coast is something that Tina and I started a few years back because we noticed that people were maybe talking a little bit disparaging about our community, and we wanted to really highlight the positivity and the growth and the amazing people and the amazing things to do here as a tourist or even if you live here. So we started Coolest Coast. Now, Coolest Coast has not had really a permanent home. It's been part of our business. And I'm happy to announce that we are in our building that we just bought downtown. We have in the back is our business, Vagabond Creative Studio. In the front, in the spring, we are going to have a visitor center. So the Coolest Coast Visitor Center, you can come on in and you'll find out great things about the Coolest Coast. You'll be able to get brochures for local places. You'll be able to maybe check out a video or two of what we've made and look at the view that we have from our front porch. So we're going to do some landscaping out here, maybe do a couple shows, and it's going to be a visitor drop-in center. A lot of exciting news on that front to come, but that's the plans that we have for that. And just to really accentuate and spread the positive word to people outside of Manitowoc about the amazing community we live in. And also help people in Manitowoc really understand the breadth and depth of their community. Wonderful people that run everything from the Raw West Art Museum to the Capitol Civic Center to the Wharf to all these different things that we have right here in Manitowoc. It's really unbelievable. And I get so excited and I can just blah, blah, blah. Sorry, honey. I just get like really excited about where we live because it truly is the coolest coast. And I love the way it's in the past 20 years since I've been here, the way it just constantly, it just keeps on going up and up and up as far as how wonderful it is and the things it do and the amazing parks. And boy, I could just go on for days.
So Mary says that she's been here over 20 years too and loves it here. It's the perfect place to live. So she's not a big city person, so the place is ideal. If she wants to visit bigger cities, Manitowoc's close to Milwaukee, Green Bay. Absolutely, Mary. I completely agree. I would rather live more in nature and travel quickly to culture than to only live in culture and have to travel really far to experience nature.
Right. And, I lived in Minneapolis. You've lived in bigger cities, overseas and different things like that. Walking downtown is easy to do. And, I used to commute 45 minutes when I lived in Minneapolis to go to the art gallery I was working at. So it's like you could work in Green Bay and Sheboygan and still live in this amazing community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Jason, I am so happy to see you on this show, especially for the 1-year anniversary. It's kind of hard to believe that we've been doing this for a year. I'm so glad that it seems like the world is in a better place than they were a year ago. A year ago, it was actual lockdown. So, and now I have an appointment like this morning. I'll be getting my first dose of the vaccine.
Yay!
And so I know that you're vaccinated. So hopefully, I just read a statistic. Wow, that word does not come out easy this morning.
I thought maybe you were speaking Icelandic.
I just read a statistic yesterday that Wisconsin has one of the highest rates of inoculation so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our health system and governor are doing a great job there, no matter what side of the fence you're on. Amber Dogs, born and raised here and never going to leave. Love it here. Nice. Amber Dogs is doing great things, by the way. Amber is the CEO and founder of Grow It Forward, and right now they're in the midst of feeding our community amidst the pandemic. And she has done amazing things. Amber is one of the most amazing humans I've ever met. Glad
to hear it, Mary. We'll have to get in touch, and you'll have to let me know how it goes and how you feel.
Very good. Yeah, that's she's a little nervous. Yeah. That's how we get out of this thing and remaining positive in our mindset and not getting down and making sure that you have enough interaction with humans is a huge thing. I remember, just kind of feeling, I think we were a couple months into this, Tina, and I just kind of felt like, now I'm in prison. Now I'm like, are we ever going to get out of this thing? Because first they said it was a few weeks, then it turned into months. And then a year later, here we are. And one of the things that has gotten me through is you guys, right? So the staying positive, being with family, Zooming with your friends. I mean, how many FaceTime videos have we had with your brother or other family members, even if they live across town, just to keep like your parents safe and FaceTiming. So it's amazing.
Kira, thanks so much for the nice comment.
Oh, she's such a sweetheart.
And yes, Mary, absolutely. It does feel like there's finally a bright light at the end of this tunnel. And Jason, Amber says, the gold you see in me exists in you, my friend. And I think that
are part of a mutual admiration society. All right.
That is awesome.
Well, you know what, Tina? I'm a little bit miffed.
Why?
I'm totally miffed.
Why?
Because usually I got out this special coffee cup to show everybody. This coffee cup, both Japanese coffee cups. This coffee cup, Tina and I, it's a very special memory when we were in Osaka, right? And Dontonbori, at the Starbucks there, I bought this cup, and it's just a very special memory. I remember us sitting there and looking down at the scene below of them cleaning up from the festivities the night before and drinking yuzu tea. This is an amazing memory for me. So I watched it special just for today, and we almost forgot. I just feel about it.
You're a nutball, Jason. Almost every memory with you is special, but I really appreciate it. I love that memory of Osaka. Mary says she loves your coffee mug too. And Wendy says, congrats, enjoy your show. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Jason, thanks for coming back for this special episode. It's always so good to see you and so fun to see you. And I cannot wait to see everybody next time on Coffee with Kristin and Tina, and maybe Jason. Bye, everybody. Take care.